All right, so today I'm going to be testing the horizontal leveling capabilities of the Bosch Professional GRL800-20HV. HV stands for horizontal vertical. This can shoot a horizontal level line as well as a plumb vertical line. And I also have the Stabila LA 180L layout station. Okay, just to show that water will seek its own level, I have the two ends of my plastic tubing hose, 100 foot long, sitting next to each other here. And you can see that the water level perfectly in line. Water temperature same throughout the hose, no air bubbles, so I'm getting a true reading. I'll be checking the two laser levels against this water level that I've staked to this 2x6. I've already marked the level of the water, it's sitting still. Water temperature is the same throughout the hose and there are no air bubbles, so this reading is true level. If we head down to the other end, which is all the way down here, we'll just follow this hose. So I have the other end of the water level staked to this 2x6. I've already marked level, and this stake is roughly 87 feet from the other one. And this is our benchmark or control setup for this test. Let's get it started. Okay, first up I have the Bosch Professional GRL800-20HV 360-degree rotary laser level. We're out here, it's about 10 a.m. bright sunlight, so I'm gonna need to use this Bosch LR30 laser receiver. There's no way I'd see these laser lines in this bright sunlight, so we'll power on the Bosch. I'm gonna click the rotation button one more time so the RPMs will spin a little faster, and it'll bring you up through two different speeds. We want to get to the highest speed, which will help the laser receiver pick up on the laser a lot better. We'll head on over to our stick and make our marks. So I'm gonna go ahead and power on the receiver, hit that button there, which is the sensitivity. There are two sensitivities. The first one's about a 16th to a 32nd, and the second setting's about an 1/8 inch, and I'm going to go with the 1/8 inch setting, and we'll go ahead and try and find our laser, and we'll mark that. Okay, let's see if we can go ahead and find our laser on this 2x6 here down on the far end, and that looks good. We'll mark that. Now let's switch to the Stabila LA 180L layout station. Okay, I just want to point out really quick that the LA 180L has a 5/8 inch thread, which fits on my Bosch tripod perfectly, so that's a plus. All right, I have the layout station on the tripod here. We'll go ahead and power it on. It'll go through its self-leveling process, and we'll go ahead and get some readings. Okay, so I'll power on the REC 410 line RF receiver that comes with the Stabila layout station. I want to set the sensitivity to lowest sensitivity on this one. Pull out my marker, and then we'll try and get a reading. Now, the REC 410 receiver has this little vial there with a level on it, which is a big plus. We'll try and get a reading. All right, we'll go ahead and mark that. Okay, so I have three different marks or three different readings. The blue tape mark was our water level. This mark here close to the edge was the Bosch, and the highest mark up is the Stabila 180L layout station. We'll head down to the other 2x6 and get a reading on the far end. All right, we're down here on the far end. Let's try and get a reading with this Rec 410. So just like the other side, I have the blue tape mark, which is our water level. I have this mark here on the edge of the 2x6, which is the Bosch. And the farthest mark up is the Stabila 180L layout station. Now, since this 2x6 is probably out of plumb, I took a little torpedo level and I leveled each benchmark that I shot, water level, Bosch, and Stabila. And I'll make a vertical mark to make sure that's plumb before I take my measurements. I'll go ahead and draw my plumb line now, and then we can start getting some numbers. That looks good. Okay, let's get some numbers. I'm going to start off by taking my tape measure and burning 1 inch, which means I'm going to set the 1 inch mark on the Stabila reading that we took earlier. Now from the Stabila down to the Bosch reading, it looks like I have 1 inch and a quarter big. Now if we go from the Stabila reading down to the water level reading, I'm showing 11 inches and 5/16. Okay, so now we're down on the far end. Let's do the same thing here. Take my tape measure, start off by burning 1 inch. I'll set the 1 inch mark on the Stabila reading. Now if we look down to the Bosch reading, that is 1 inch and a quarter big, which is exactly the same as the other side. No difference there. We come down to the water level reading. We are at 11 inches and 3/8, we had 11 inches and 5/16 on the far end, 90 feet away, which gives us a difference of 1/16 of an inch. So in 90 feet, we have a variance of a 1/16 of an inch, which is pretty darn good. You can set forms or anything else you need to do horizontally with no worries on this Bosch laser and the Stabila laser.